One and all. It's my privilege to introduce the speaker of today's afternoon session, Dr. C.T. Puttaswamy. Dr. C.T. Puttaswamy graduated in chemical engineering from Bangalore City, and he did his post graduation from industrial pollution control from NITK Surathkal, which is formerly known as KRSC Surathkal, Bangalore. He did his doctoral program on the PhD title entitled Process Optimization and Ethanol Production from Hemicellulose, Bioenergy and Environment from Visvesvaraya Technological University, Belgavi. He has more than 4 years of industrial consultancy experience before he joined in September 2009, 1999. So he is having more than having 20 years of experience to teaching graduate as well as postgraduate environmental engineering and biochemical engineering students. He has guided more than 40 UG and PG final dissertation work, as well as he is having more than 15 international and national publications. He is one of the important award what he received is the State Environmental Award 2017 from the Department of Forest Ecology and Environment, Government of Karnataka, with a citation of 1 lakh, which is a very for the individual category. So which is gives the honor to us to be be as his colleague. He's carried out more than 15 lakhs worth of consultancy works, and he is affiliated to many professional bodies. Uh, and he was a TechWhip 2 nodal caudal officer, and moreover is a man of simplicity and down to earth person, which is adds on his to his feather. So by introducing him now, I request Puttaswamy sir to take over the session 3, as well as give the actually there was a the speaker Dr. Mr. Anant Vittal Turmbekar was supposed to give the talk on case study on biocomposting from distillery spent wash with sugar industry. So he has sent his presentations. I think I request Puttaswamy to speak on that session also, so that today's complete session will be concluded with good word. Hmm? So over to CT Puttaswamy sir. Yes, sir. Are you able to CT Puttaswamy sir? I think
Now,
he'll. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, we are now audible.
Okay, okay. Chetan, thank you very much for nice introduction with kind words. Hope I maybe worth to mention. Thank you, Chetan, and I would like to, because this I'm only filling the gap of one expert supposed to present it. So I'll try to, within the time, I'll be able to complete both the talk. That is what I thought of sharing this. There is a municipal solid waste, what do you call it? 1 minute. This world of innovative solid waste management solutions. I call it as a wealth destruction with marvel innovation and low cost. Because as I know, I believe in not destructing any wealth, but this is the system. It is the innovation is marvel. There is no doubt. That is the reason I have given a title as a marvel. Actually, this work has come as some performance evaluation and check this whether it works or not, like that consultancy came. Since I would like to bring to you that BMS College of Engineering is a third party assessor from Central Pollution Control Board. Okay, and they were searching for people to do this assignment, and they approached me, and we visited with my professor, two professors, and then we did the work. And we told them that it is a wealth destruction. Why you want to go to implement this technology? But however, since they are paid for us to do this work, we have to give what is the positive part of it rather than negative part of it. So that's how this taken. I thought I'll share. This is one of the new technology which is recently some of the places have been being implemented, and maybe of course on war footing if some problem is there or some waste incineration, this might help actually. But however, this is implemented for a municipal solid waste. Unfortunately, that is the thing. Okay, so I hope I'll justify with technical information whatever I understood from the process. Okay, this is the common urban garbage disposal challenges in most of the cases. You know this. The challenges is going whatever is there is a saying actually in environmental there we are converting from one form to another form rather than controlling actually. So we convert from liquid to gas, gas to liquid, or solid to gas, or gas to liquid, or something like that. So you know whatever it goes up, it should come down actually. See, whatever you burn or whatever you do, there may be some emissions which goes to the atmosphere. It has to come precipitate back to the environment itself. Okay, that's why whatever goes up must come back to the environment. Okay, you can see a lot of the dump yards. You can see this unscientific disposal, and then open burning, and then this water body contamination, then maybe air contamination due to burning. Okay, so these are all some of the day-to-day. Maybe of course, of late these things have been addressed, and there are so many. Maybe NGT, National Green Tribunal, and some of the courts also taking a raid on them, and then they are able to implement some of the to some extent what is required. See, there is a just I'll not go much about this actually. Anyhow, I'm going to share this PPT. You can read it later. Okay, this is what it gives. What all the different pollutants are going to be released from the burning. Actually, there may be a dioxin or furan or arsenic or something like that. Okay, what could be the health effect? As you know, this is a carcinogenicity, or maybe a liver problem, or maybe impairment of the immune system, or maybe development, lack of development. Okay, something like that. Even on environment, what is going to be happening also it is given, and what is the effect on burning. Okay, and just it is a literature which is collected on this dioxin and furan. Okay, see that dioxin and furan which is generated while burning plastic and polymer and other polymeric related hydrocarbons related compounds actually. So this municipal solid waste also invariably containing these impurities. That is the reason we thought because also this magnetic pyrolysis what is going to discuss in this presentation. Okay, that is the reason I thought I'll share this. What is the impact due to this thing? Okay, so we have made an attempt to check whether the furan and the dioxin is available. But with available monitoring protocol, we could able to find there is nothing, because the reason is there is no this dioxin and furan producing material were incinerated in the magnetic pyrolysis. That was the reason. Might be the absence of. Okay, this is the Ecomac municipal waste decomposing machine actually. This is why I called it as a marvel technology. This is a technology developed by Japan company, and they have transferred the technology to India. To some company bought this this technology, and then they are fabricating in India and in Karnataka, in Bangalore. Okay, and then they are supplying this technology to some of the municipalities and some of the industries, decentralized waste management facilities, what is called. But the only thing why I call destruction, because I'm burning organic, the rich organic, and then I'm not getting anything out of it. Okay, that is the reason it's a destruction to be called. Here, this technology, whatever we discussing, the economic, this Ecomac actually, a unique garbage decomposition equipment using magnetic heat technology. Okay, that is what is called magnetic pyrolysis or magnetic plasma incineration also it is called. Okay, so without using any fuel such as oil or electricity, it is not using any electricity, neither electricity nor fuel oil actually. Okay, so as I told you, it's developed in China. Okay, so this is some of the features which is having this system. Okay, magnetic heat technology and only control equipment is a scrubbing operation required electricity, and that too, which is a negligible power consumption. And feeding garbage is a fuel for the equipment. Okay, that will whatever the garbage we are using, that will act like a fuel. Okay, mono or co-incineration we can call it as. Okay, reduce landfilling substantially, because this waste is being dumped in a landfill, and then landfill takes so many years to degrade, and then recovery or ramification is a cost actually. That is the reason it can reduce. And of course it reduces volume to 200:1 to 300:1, maybe less than 1% the quantity what we are going to get from the this material. The total cost of this cost also is not much actually, where I've seen is 11 lakh for 200 kg per day, something like that. Sorry, 2 ton per day, that was the equipment cost. Okay, and even organic waste composting systems will come with 8 lakh, 10 lakh, 20 lakh, like that actually. Though the process is cumbersome, and though of course we are going to get some material out of it. Okay, or resource out of it. Okay, can be operated by unskilled labor, minimal training requirement, easy to operate, and minimal maintenance support is required. Okay, that is what it says actually. So here can change the concept of waste by simple or maybe other method actually. Okay, there's that says simple, safe, simple, useful, and eco-friendly system. It is also called actually. Next one, what all it can incinerate, this magnetic pyrolysis actually. Okay, so except glass and construction CND waste, construction debris, and maybe plastic. Okay, even plastic also it will incinerate, but they avoid actually. Okay, all these, even leather, plastic, these vegetables, food waste, or maybe animal body, or maybe to some extent other mixed waste. You can see all these are maybe a fiber. You can whatnot. You can only the moisture is the criteria. Okay, we cannot put the moisture which is more than 65%. If it is anything which is less than 65% moisture, can be incinerated using this magnetic plasma pyrolysis. Okay. So what it cannot be incinerated, as I told you, the building debris, stone, metal, scrap, and then metal can, and the glass which cannot be incinerated, which cannot be used for incineration. Maybe the reason is maybe we can try. It might be converted into some solid ingots. Actually, it might not completely maybe converted. Maybe that's what I feel actually. Seeing the system, the technology, it can be reduced into a solid mass. I think if it is tried, it can be checked actually. That's what somebody has to do it. Okay, there are so many advantages, as I told you. It is a very simple in operation, and which can be with no energy is required. Actually, there is these magnets are installed inside, and there is a small volume of air which is supplied. This air, this oxygen will be maybe break down into positive and negative ions, and these negative ions actually which decompose this negative oxygen decompose this waste actually. Okay, so it's a unique apparatus for garbage disposal which generates a special magnetic heat decomposition method without using any fuel such as oil or electricity, as I told you. Okay, there is no flame required to burn the organic waste actually. Thus, less smoke, and even dumping petrochemicals such as vinyl and plastic also can be used. Okay, this is the reduction in the garbage into very 1%, less than 1%. And it continue, organic waste residue can be used as a byproduct. Actually, whatever the bottom product which is there, there are only here there are two outlets which comes. One is in the bottom. This is a ceramic ash or ash which is going to come in the bottom, and in the control system, and there is some oil which is getting condensed, and there is maybe in case any plastic or polymer material are there, there may be a greasy material which comes out along with this in one part actually. The remaining is the gas which went through control equipment. There are HEPA filter, and then there is a scrubber made arrangement after we get into this project, and then we suggested one more any possibility of to destruct this furan and this this compound to destruct. There's a heater we have provided, maybe a kind of a thermal destruction system we have provided, and this system can run up to 500 to 70 degree temperature, which can take actually. Okay, so the very small amount of air enters into a very high magnetic field actually, created in magnetic chamber by permanent magnet. The oxygen dissociates as positive and negatively charged ion, which constitutes the plasma state. Okay, that is what is. See, there are theory says that plasma states only when more than 1000 degree centigrade. There are some plasma incineration technologies are available for a hazardous waste incineration. But however, this literature, I have gone through many literature, and then we made a report on this while submitting to the Pollution Control Board, and this they also have a patent on this technology, this Japan company, and they claim that there's a plasma state is being generated even with 500 600 degree temperature. That is the marvel actually, what I call it as. Okay, due to the abundant availability of a very negative charge, that is of the negative charged oxygen, the organic matter reduces into ash in the presence of heat due to magnetic field. Okay, that is the main theory behind it actually. The heat generated is maintained between 400 600. Okay, this temperature can be varied depending upon the amount of oxygen which is entering into the system. You don't require any blower or anything actually. There is a one vent is available. You have to open that vent. There is a negative because of this the temperature. There is a starving environment. Okay, because of the negative vacuum pressure, this oxygen will be taken into the system on its own. Only the amount of oxygen required are to be entered. Maybe operated through, there's a gate valve or needle valve is provided on the inlet of the air, so that if you open less, you will get less oxygen. If you open slightly more, you will get more oxygen. In such cases, if you want to increase the temperature, you can go increase the volume of the air, and then you can have a more negative charged ions, and then you can increase up to 700 degree temperature. That is what is the beauty of this machine actually. This is the same thing what is explained in the previous slide. Okay, it is how it is going to be break this electrons atomic nucleus, and then ionization as an electron as a is removed actually. Plasma gas is an ionized state, will contact with dioxin actually, and this dioxin and furan is decomposed, what it claims in the literature actually. Okay, this is the physics involved in the technology actually. Okay, so theory, as I told you, the plasma is an ionized gas in which some electrons are removed from atoms and molecules and are free. Is created by permanent magnet at high temperature. There is a magnet which is there inside. Okay, that consumes or breaks. This oxygen is breaks on the magnet, and then this positive and negative ion will be generated, and then it decomposes using a highly oxidative starving environment. That is a negative ionic component. So this even it says thus decomposing dioxin and other harmful compound by oxidation. That is what it claims actually. Okay, this is the machine which is where we have done a feasibility performance evaluation actually. Okay, it is installed in Shivamogga and this is the actually hopper for a to put the solid waste actually. You have to climb like this and then there's a open this thing there. Somebody uh, something problem. Yeah, it's all right now. Sorry. Sorry. Now I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is the system actually. As I told you, this is the hopper which is there, and this solid waste will be placed here and then goes to the system, and then there's an exhaust which goes and connected to the scrubber. Okay, and there's a HEPA filter which is there in the system actually in the outlet actually to reduce. We suggested to go for because there's a 500-600 degree temperature. There's a loss of some liquid here, and then we thought of suggesting actually this they could not able to we have suggested to place this heater with a 1000-degree temperature since is there any dioxin and furan which is generated and which can be disintegrated here itself rather than going after this scrubber actually. However, there was no provision here and they made it here, and in the next subsequent equipment they replaced this heater here in the before the scrubber and then filtration. And since the scrubber is there, there's a loss of some moisture, and that makeup water has to be done. And then we have suggested after this heater, maybe some condenser, so that in case if you want to heat, you can waste heat recovery system can be implemented. We thought, but this not taken any like materialized. Okay, but however, there are few systems which is running like this actually. So this is the heater which is provided to distract the this furan and dioxin in the exhaust system. And above roof there is a 5-meter chimney which is there and which is connected to exhaust. If you see in the chimney, you don't see only the at the startup and shutting down of the system, you will get some kind of a fume which is generated, and during the stabilization period and during the decomposition period and during the pyrolysis period, there is no gas which is generated, or sorry, there is no smoke which is coming out from the system. Okay, that's how it is. Morning, I think you might have seen, heard Professor Manjappa. He was with me, and then another Dr. Manjunath actually, and myself visited this facility and did a lot of studies, and then given a report to the department. So this is a partial internal structure of the equipment actually. This is how this is going to be fabricated. Okay, this is the magnetics are being maybe fixed inside. Okay, and then there is a hopper. This is the hopper actually. This is the top actually. This is the bottom. Okay, and then this will be placed on a support system. Okay, this is how the fabrication is will be done actually. Okay. Ecomac magnetic technology. I already have discussed with what is going to happen in the thing actually, magnetized air. I'll not. Okay, I have given a scheme actually. This how this is going to work actually. This will be collected, and there's a garbage chute actually in input chute, and there is a decomposition system. There's a plasma pyrolysis system, and then there's a ceramic ash. Okay, and then a flue gas emission. This is a moisture from flue gas is converted to a fluid and drained actually. Whatever the liquid, as I told you, there's a oil or maybe a grease kind of things which is going to be collected here. And then gas collected is passed through 3-stage filter and sent to 100-degree, 1000-degree centigrade heater to remove other chemicals and odor which might be generated this thing. But however, we have done the stack monitoring actually. Maybe few occasions actually, and we found that there is no such furan or dioxin which is generated from the exhaust gas. That is the and also this system, they have avoided plastic actually. So we have to check by putting the plastic and other polymer material whether is there any rubber material, is there any furan gas which is generated. But however, they are not permitted to incinerate, because otherwise, if you incinerate plastic, then you have to go for categorization is different, and licensing is different, and the procedures are different. That is the reason it is not permitted in this activity. So we could not able to find any furan or dioxin in the process itself. Okay. So I just can compare actually with a conventional incinerator and Ecomac pyrolytor. Actually, it's a self-powered. As you know, there is no electricity is involved, and here you required some fuel, liquid or electricity, and temperature is maintained in 500. Here you require primary chamber is 800, and secondary chamber is 1000 degree temperature. Okay, and almost the residence time is almost same both if you compare actually. Okay, the magnetic heat decomposition, thermal decomposition, it's a flame combustion. Okay, so you require flame to be combusted. Here also flame is generated, but initially and later it will be decomposed in a stored environment in the system. Okay, so basic dry scrubber and thermal destruction is required, and here secondary combustion system with filters and maybe cyclone separator, back filter, and maybe sometimes scrubber are required. Maybe series of control equipment is required. Here there are a lot of byproducts which is generated, and management also is required. Here there is no byproduct and management is required actually. Okay, so there is a ceramic ash is almost same in both the cases, but the quantity is very less here in this. More here 5% ash, here is less than 1% ash. Okay, that is the beauty of this disintegration. So it decomposes all organic substances. It does not decompose organic substance which contains, as I told you, greater than 65% moisture. Okay, substance packed with water or maybe bottled water or something. If you put that is not going to be incinerated or decomposed. Okay, it is rather than incineration, I can call it as a thermal decomposition. Okay. So for smooth operation, organic substance should be packed in the furnace and as tightly as possible. Sorry. So cannot decompose such. So maybe some inorganic, like as I told you, cannot be decomposed. Glass, metal, soil, rock, ceramic. It is not possible to decompose in this. Moreover, it does not decompose substance generally unaccepted by society, which are volatile and explosive based. Maybe hazardous incinerations cannot be incinerated in this, or it is not designed for that purpose. So this is the control equipment which is being used here. Actually, there is a 3-stage filtration. This is American air filter sink. This is a HEPA filter which is being used, and there are 20 micron filtration efficiency which can be taken. And this is some of the highlight which is of the filtration system. This is the filtration SERASORB. That means carbon absorption mechanism. This is a nanotechnology adopted here. Actually, it is impregnated with some of the potassium permanganate to oxidize the individual pollutants. Actually, when the pollutants is come on contact with, gets disintegrated by using this impregnated nanotechnology filtration methods. Actually, as I told you, the residence time is maximum 4 to 5 seconds, which is maintained here. And the volume of air which is passed around 400 meter cube per hour with velocity of 0.3 meter per second. And there's a chamber also will be available, different, maybe depending upon the capacity, my size may vary actually, my air flow rate may vary, okay, or my magnet requirement may vary actually. Okay, otherwise there is no much difference in this, like a Taylor size can be varied depending upon the person to person, okay, like that. Requirement based on the requirement can be varied. Okay, split furnace with thyristorized control panel. Actually, there's a what you called DCS control system also provided with this in order to maybe open the air valve in case the temperature reduce. In case if the temperature increases, you can cut up the valve. Okay, like that, distributed control systems can be adopted and can be maybe at cost, obviously. So this is the additional what we have proposed for them to put it for a destruction of this furan and dioxin system. However, the system was not having any generating. Then we told them there's no point in wasting energy unless if there is no traces of furan and this dioxin. So I think they might be using running this or not running. Really, I don't know now. It was 2 years back. This study has been done. So how the generation of this negatively and positively charged oxygen under a very high magnetic field, oxygen dissociates as positive and negatively charged ions, which constitutes the plasma state. Due to the abundant availability of negatively charged oxygen, the organic matter reduces and gets reduced to ashes in the presence of heat due to magnetic field. That is what already it was discussed. Plasma is widely considered to be the fourth state of matter due to its unique properties. Plasma is a gas in which the atoms are ionized, meaning there are free negatively charged electrons and positively charged ions. And however, these positively charged ions will be released along with the flue gases, and negatively charged ions will be used in the decompose. It is involved in the decomposition process. Okay. And this department asked some details actually before presenting, and then we made justification. They have asked comparison of Indian solid, composition of India's solid waste contains all stuff including metal, glass, rubber, etc. Hence, the feasibility of this machine to handle composite waste need to be justified. So we told, though there may be some inert glass, various composition, but this system is not being used any other material like can or metal or plastic or anything. Only it is a organic decomposable matter which is being used actually. Okay, so because whatever the moisture is there, it is get heated, the vaporized water vapor, and then subsequently it takes the heat into higher temperature and then decomposes. Okay, so because you can see here also in this thing, they have removed all the. I think I don't have that. There is another photographs actually. They have removed all the plastic outside actually. There is a plastic and other material, glass and fiber, all those things they have removed and kept it actually. So we have told that though this is the variation of these different cities, but however we are going to use this only the organic matter. Again, there is one more question actually. The composition of Indian solid waste contains this is the one same thing. Okay, they have asked how the temperature of 600 is achieved in the inner chamber. We have explained the same thing. Whatever already we have explained the theory and principles working, and then we could able to convince them that this is what is going to happen. And the nature and life of the magnet used in the chamber. They have asked this is another question. Now, magnet is a material or object that produces a magnetic field. This magnetic field is invisible, but it is responsible for the most notable property of magnet. A force that pulls on the ferromagnetic materials such as iron and attracts or repels other magnet. The overall strength of the magnet is measured by its magnetic moment, or alternatively, the total magnetic flux it produces. The local strength of the magnetism is a material is measured by its magnetization. So permanent magnet is an object made from a material that is magnetized and creates its own long-lasting persistent magnetic field, which can be beneficially used in the magnetic decomposition system. The life is still not known actually, maybe based on the performance or based on the pyrolysis or maybe plasma incineration capacity. These things has to be life can be ascertained. However, they say that the literature says that it is around 25 years the life of this magnet, and then later this magnet can be replaced, or maybe even any system may not have more than the lifespan of 25 years. Either metal or so many parts can be maybe obsolete or something, or maybe some new technology may come, or there may be some better innovation or might come in this only. So we inform that actually like that. Okay. So quality of emission shall be carried out in the existing plant at Shivamogga, and the report shall be submitted to the board actually. So we did after suggesting and after modifying this equipment, and we did a laboratory test actually. Even in laboratory, the analysis is done in a stack of flue gas analysis, and we could not find any. See, this polychlorinated dibenzene, p-dioxine, that is a dioxin and furan. It is a below detectable limit in some cases, and somewhere it is a 0.008 nanogram per kg, and then 0.001 nanogram per liter. When it is converted to it is done in ash actually. It is done in the scrubbed liquid. Okay, this is done in the flue gas which is going out of the chimney actually. Okay, this is what we did actually. This is I thought I'll just share this the Marvel technology to you so that it is maybe useful, and then maybe somebody can work on this also. So
yeah, thank you, City sir. I request participant to ask on the questions related to this. I request CTB sir to discuss about Dr. Mr. Tumlekar's presentation that is on case study. That also, if you can cover up, so that today's sessions will be completed.
Yes, Chetan, I am going to cover that also. I'll finish that in maybe maximum 20-25 minutes. If I think still we have 45 minutes as per the schedule.
Yeah.
Hope the participants can bear with me for another session. Or if they have any questions, can be.
Yeah, interaction can take place now. In case.
Sir, tell me, sir. Tell me, sir.
Regarding this coronavirus disposables, can we do it in the ECOMAC? This one, sir, can be disposed here.
Sir, you are asking coronavirus?
Sir is asking about the coronavirus mask and other stuff. Can we do the?
Yes, it's mask and other thing.
CTP sir, can you unshare? Yeah, can you unshare first and then?
Yeah. 1 minute. Stop sharing. Yeah. Now I think clear.
Yeah, sir is asking about.
Yes, sir. This is a cloth actually. Cloth can be incinerated, sir. Organic, when it is organic, can be even the masks and all can be incinerated or even contaminated anything. But it is not used for biomedical waste incineration, sir. In case any contamination with the microbial contamination or like blood stains or something like that, it is not advisable. It seems it is only maybe mask and other things, if it is not contaminated, can be incinerated, sir. That is possible.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, any other questions, or shall we move ahead with for the next session?
If nothing is there, I can just take a short while for this another presentation. Okay, so that we can our quota can.
Yeah.
Shashi Shankar sir, you have any question? You have to unmute, sir. You have to unmute your speaker. I think Ruxana.
Sir, actually, what is the cost of this unit? You have been speaking like 11 lakhs per. I didn't get.
200 kg per day, 11 lakh rupees is the installation cost. maybe add on to some other all the equipment because he has given with basic equipment stating that there is no emission which is going to come out. But however, the control the regulatory are requested to go for scrubber and heat. There is a thermal destruction heater and other thing that cost another 3-4 lakh. Maybe 200 kg per day incineration will cost you 15 lakhs.
Okay, sir. So how far it is popular around there in Bangalore and all? Is it?
No, actually, even madam, I am not for it actually because see, though technology is marvelous, but you are distracting the organic matter. So that's why I told it's a destruction of wealth. So
Okay, sir.
Sir, is organic waste composter more feasible in terms of organic matter?
Organic waste composter actually again it's maybe energy and manpower and time required. See, most of the organic conversion takes time actually. You know, at least it is like growing a baby. Baby cannot be grown in a month or 2 months. It requires 9 months to for a healthy condition. So here also like that, at least the decomposition in an organic waste convert takes minimum 26 days to 30 days actually. Okay, whether it is a mesophilic or thermophilic condition, it depending upon the nature of the bacteria which involved, it can change or accelerate the temperature. Okay, but the process of decomposition. But however, you need to wait. You should have a facility to accommodate 30 days curing or 25 days curing, and then crushing equipment. You require energy to crush, and you require manpower to handle, and ultimately you are getting a resource, of course. But in this case, you don't get any resource, but you are extracting with less cost.
Yeah.
ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ನೋಡಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದು. ನೀವು ಅದರ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ
ಟೈಮ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್
I request a participant to mute.
ನನಗೂ ಆಗೋದಾಗಿದೆ. ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು idea.
Yeah, I have muted Chetan. Muted them. Sir, I think Shashi Shankar sir had a question. You have to unmute and speak, sir. Sir, you have to your speaker should be unmute and speak. Yes.
Hello?
Tell me, sir.
Hello? Hello?
Sir,
Yeah,
you are audible, sir. You can speak.
It's not.
Hello?
This coronavirus has got a
Your voice is not audible, sir. You can put it on the text box, other way, text box, chat box. Shashi Shankar sir, I think you have some. You can close the video and then mute the audio, unmute the audio and speak, sir. I think someone asked what is the composition of air that is liberated from ECOMAC. Actually, there is a analysis report. Actually, there is no much. Even there is no SOx, NOx, and even those are all like a atmospheric air only. There is no much emissions. Pollutants are there in the emissions. What type of material we can decompose? Any material which is can be except metal or glass or steel. Okay, all organic municipal solid waste can be incinerated in this, decomposed. Can I, if there is no questions, can I go to next session on? Okay.
You can go. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. Chetan, can you see my presentation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is just I'll not take much time actually, since you know already. Before that, actually, I want to, because some people might have some like I want to make them what is the how the sugar distillery or integrated sugar works actually. This presentation is made for liquid discharge in a sugar distillery based upon molasses juice, cane juice, and grain actually. I'll go to the process flow sheet actually. My process flow sheet is visible.
Sir, it is visible.
Okay. See, this is the sugar factory and distillery process flow sheet actually. This sugar is weighed actually, and then it go to the cane milling, or I think you can mute others, Chetan. Cane milling and crushing, and then after the juice it goes to clarification. From the milling there's a bagasse which comes out, that is 30%, which goes to boiler. Okay, from that boiler the steam it goes to turbine, and then power which is generated, that is there's a cogeneration power, either it goes to grid or factory. Okay, so there's a boiler ash. This can go to brick or cement industry, or it can go mix with compost in a press mud. Okay, so and then clarified juice, it goes to this juice go to clarification, and from the clarification there is a press mud which is generated, as you know, morning professor told 4%, which can go as a manure for a decomposition. This manure I'm going to use, and then this ash I'm going to use in the next my presentation. Apart from that, there is a spent wash. Okay, so there is a spent wash that is coming. Okay, I'll come to here. There's a after that juice sulfitation. There's a syrup boiling, and then centrifugation, and then sugar 10-12%. Again molasses which comes 4%. This fermentation will happen. After the fermentation, there's a distillation. Okay, from the distillation there's a spent wash. Okay, this spent wash is taken generally to ME, multi-effect operator, to reduce the water content. Okay, or to increase from 10% to 40% or 50% spent wash concentration. This spent wash is generally nowadays are doing incineration by using coal or whatever other methods. Okay, and then or this also is used in as a boiler fuel. Okay, or co-incineration. The ash will come, maybe will go. But however, this condensate or concentrate will be taken for composting also. Okay, either it can go to ME or it can go to biomethanation followed by composting. Okay, so the problem is because of the used land area required, they are reducing the volume. Okay, that is from 10% concentration to 60%, 70% concentration, as morning professor told. So this is what I am going to use this compost after biomethanation or concentration, and I am going to use this press mud, and then I am going to use this ash from the various, and then there is a one more waste which is coming from the fermentation yeast actually. This yeast also goes to the composting. Okay, so this is what I think another one. This is the material balance has been done. I will not go to detail about the material balance of that. Okay, I hope what is that required I have shown, and where is the input are coming for my composting actually. So the composting of distillery spent wash using the sugar factory press mud. So there's a distillery spent wash is amongst the most recalcitrant industrial effluent, okay, which is a very high organic and odor generating and high color. Okay, and this is the recalcitrant, they call it as. Okay, it has got a BOD of around in case if it is spent wash, which has got a BOD of 40 to 50,000 milligram per liter, COD of 1 lakh to 1,20,000 milligram per liter. Okay, if it is concentrated, it can go even up to maybe a double or so. Okay, so for distillery attached to sugar factory, composting system is a novel approach to spent wash management actually. Okay, so it also maybe assures zero pollution, because all the liquid or semi-liquid which is generated, which is consumed by the dry solid, that is in pressed mud and other ash, actually, this can be converted as a valuable organic component. So solid state fermentation, this also it is called, there are, liquid state fermentation, solid state fermentation, or maybe continuous fermentation, okay, batch fermentation. So in that, it falls under solid state fermentation, because we are going to use some slurry as well as pressed mud, which is in the solid, okay. So this makes use of another organic waste, actually, that is sugar factory pressed mud which is generated, or maybe fermentation yeast which is generated, or maybe the boiler ash which is generated from the in case if it is a agro based boiler fuel, okay. It cycles back to the soil organic matter and part of the nutrient removed from the soil by crop, actually, in a form that restores the delicate ecological balance of the soil. Soil is required a rich nutrient, that is the NPK value. Okay, sugar factory and distillery symbiosis, actually. So that means it should go hand in hand. It cannot be separate, or if it is a separate, then there is a possibility of large environmental impact on the society, actually. So that is the reason both should be there together, and then can be managed and can be achieved that whatever possible, and this organic matter can be improve this soil chemical, physical, biological properties which require to be done, actually. Okay, so anyhow, I'm not going to discuss. I think morning the same thing shown by explained by Manjappa sir also. So this is a pressed mud, a source of organic matter, and act as a absorbent for the spent wash, actually. This is a pressed mud. They have made windrows, actually. These are windrows, they call it as. So on the windrows, there is there will be a sprinkle. The spent wash is going to be sprinkled, okay. And then once it is sprinkled, then there's a aero tiller is there. In the aero tiller, they will mix this thing, and then it will be applied regularly, and then mixed and then left for decomposition, or maybe conversion, actually. Okay, composition of the pressed mud. So I'll not go to detail about the composition of the pressed mud. Anyhow, I'm going to share this PPT. You can just go through it, what all it containing compositions. Okay, you can see this maybe some parameter around 70,000 to 80,000 COD, and 24,000 to 30,000 BOD, and then solids will be 1,25,000 solids. Okay, so like the dissolved solids, and even pressed mud will have some more inorganic component also. That is the reason it takes longer time to decomposition, because of this other inorganic component. It takes time. You can see the spraying of biomethylated spent wash over a composting windrows, actually. So this is how there is like a trickling bed filter. You might have seen like that. There's a distributor, actually. So this will be distributed regularly, and then aero drilled this. Okay. The composting process, actually. So the cycle it is called. So in 1 week, what will happen? In 2 to 7 weeks, what will happen? And in 8 weeks, what will happen? Okay. So here, it takes about 8 weeks, 60 days to complete one cycle, and involves the following activities. Okay. So in 1 week, actually, these windrows will be done. Like this windrows will be done. Okay. That is maybe 2 or 3 meter height, maybe 1.5 meter, or maybe depending upon the length is available, 100 meter, 200 meter, or whatever it is. Okay. First, pass of aero driller to reduce the moisture content in windrows, okay, from 70 to 50%. Okay, inoculation with microbial culture, that is 30% suspension in water. They use liquid live microorganism in some cases. Okay, and aero drilling for a proper mixing of inoculation. Okay, first they will do the seeding, and then mix it, and then remove the moisture. And from the second week, okay, they don't apply here spent wash. Only from the second week, they are going to apply spent wash. The effluent, the spent wash spraying, aero drilling maintenance of moisture between 50 to 60%. Effluent spraying is done thrice a week, actually. Okay, so alternative days it will be sprayed actually. Aerotiller passes after every effluent spray. Trimming of windrows after every aerotrilling to reshape with the windrow of triangular position. Okay, like this, they have to make it. That's why they have to do the trimming also. Okay, or tilling. So after 8 weeks, actually, then at the 8 week, curing and aging, drying happen in at 8 weeks actually. At the time, maybe after 7 weeks, optimum moisture content is maintained. Actually, in the temperature in the initially maybe here maybe a 25, 30 or maximum 40 might be there. Once you inoculate it, allow it, it may rise to some 35, 40. And then during this process, it may rise to 45 or 40. And at the time of complete decomposition, it may even go up to 60, 65 degree and 75 degree. Once the temperature drops, and then it shows that decomposition is completed, and then you can ready for screening or whatever disposal dispatch purpose actually. Okay, this is what is the composition process actually. So factor influencing the composting. Okay, as you know, the particle size should be less, and the if it is a less particle size and you will have more surface area, it is a faster composting decomposition. And this is a very critical parameter has to be maintained actually. 25 to 1 is to carbon nitrogen ratio, and pH also should be slightly acidic, and then it can go or rise to alkaline. Okay, the windrows the dimension has to be maintained, and the temperature also has to be maintained to 50 to 65 degree temperature. That is the most important. Moisture also should be maintained. That is also 50 to 60. Otherwise, this mesophilic or thermophilic bacteria available might get killed in case if you don't maintain the temperature, moisture. So aeration has to be done to flush out or gases or other trapped gases in the compost actually, either hydrogen or CO2, which has to be flushed out. That is the reason the aeration or aerotrilling is done regularly or alternatively. Okay. So this optimum requirement of compost, this is the other parameter what is given, it is mentioned here. Okay. So you can see the aerotrilling operation actually. This will mix this like this from the bottom, and then you can see the temperature because of the moisture, water vapor which is generated from the compost actually. Okay. So this is the batch culture. You might have seen in a microbiology, there is a batch. It is like a batch culture only. Okay, there is a lag phase, logarithmic phase, and then acceleration phase, and then stationary phase, deceleration phase, and death phase or decay phase. You might have come across in your batch culture cultivation. Okay, similarly, it is also like a fermentation and the batch culture. It works solid state fermentation. This is how the microbial population increase and then maintain, and as the substrate lack of substrate, it gets died or maybe vanished or maybe nil, maybe the microbial population. This is what is called as a microbial batch culture. Time versus temperature, or maybe a number of it is given in temperature here, and whereas in a cell mass they will give a log number. Okay, this number increases, then accelerate, decelerate, and then like that it will be shown in the other system. Okay, as I told you, there are two types of here. Psychrophilic bacteria may not be used because of the temperature. Okay, even if it is whatever is available also might get killed. Okay, and only the mesophilic and thermophilic bacteria stage only which works actually. Okay, so here this generally containing bacteria, fungi, or actinomycetes, or some of them are available microorganisms. In the case of bacteria, Bacillus subtilis, or maybe, sorry, I have not done italic actually here. Fungi is Aspergillus fumigatus, and actinomycetes is a streptomyces. That is what is available. And even this is a thermophilic, or maybe depending upon the temperature conditions, which works, as you know. So this is the composting, what you call bacteria, composting bacteria. Okay. So and then this is the fungi bacteria which is taken in microscope. Okay, and this is the antimycin bacteria which is taken because it is covering me. That is the reason I am closing. Okay, so these are shown actually. So compost windrows are ready for dispatch actually. So this is the ready compost for dispatch to end user. Okay, so this goes to maybe trommel mill or maybe some screen mechanical screening, and then they will reduce the required size of 4 mm. Generally, the 4 mm is used packed for the sending for compost, and in case if required, they go for pelletization also in some of the cases, so that they can dissolve slowly when they are applying in the agriculture land. When is the compost is ready? As I already told you, around 8 to 10 weeks, this compost is going to be ready, and it's reduce all the bad odor, and sometimes they may add, in case if there is any micronutrients scarcity is there, they will test that, and then they will add some bauxite or maybe a rock phosphate or maybe some other material, other natural nutrients can be added and can be sent for dispatch. So this is the compost quality is required actually. So I'm going to share this. You can check this moisture, pH, all other parameters are available. This is the monitoring is required. So future of the compost process. So that is what is the advantages? What it is told actually is a zero pollution process. BOD of effluent is destroyed in this decomposition. That is natural decomposition. All the degradable organic material is oxidized to humus. That is a fertilizer. Okay, manure. Odor, no odor nuisance. Of course, there is a odor nuisance, but can be minimized by applying some odor inhibiting components. Okay. So fly nuisance also to some extent is available, but we have to optimally maintain the moisture and then can reduce the fly nuisance. Okay, so the product is dry, baggageable, and has a high nutritional value for all type of crops and soils actually. Okay, compost is free from weed, seed, and pathogens. Okay, obviously because this pathogen will not survive, or weed seeds will not survive in a higher temperature of 50 to 60 degree temperature. So that is the reason it's free from, and even pathogen comes from excreta and other sources that is avoided here. So may not be available in most of the cases. So maybe it is a very interesting material balance have been given actually. See, crushing capacity, if you take a 500, so he has given the calculation actually how to calculate and what is the requirement. Okay, the crushing capacity, maybe I may take another 10 minutes, not more than that. Crushing capacity of 5,000, day of operation 180 days. Total crushing 180 into 5,000, it is a 90,000, 9 lakh metric ton. Okay, and then press mud produced from 9 lakh, it's around 36,000 metric ton, and then moisture content of press mud is 70%. Okay, so distillery capacity from 5,000, you can go up to 100 KLD distillery. Okay, and then from that 100 KLD, 10%. 1 liter equivalent, 1 liter of ethanol gives you 10 liter of press mud, spent wash. Okay, 1:10. Nowadays it has come down to 1:5 or 1:6, like that. They are able to achieve because of the development and the recycle and other thing. Okay, but now, however, it is earlier case studies. Worst case, if you consider it 1:10, then under 1,000 meter cube. Solid is a 6% solid. In case if it is going for a biomethanation, so in a biomethanation, anaerobic digester will be used, and they are going to take the methane. Methane is used in the boiler. Okay, there's some volatile fatty acids and other things will be destructed in the anaerobic digester. Generally, the UASB digesters are used. Anaerobic flow blanket digester. Okay, reactor. Biomethanation spent was after concentration in ME, multi-effect evaporator. So this will come to 1,000. It is reduced to 200 metric ton actually. Okay, solids in biomethanate spent wash after evaporation is 30%. Maybe this 6% is increased to 30%, and then number of days operations is 270. Whenever there is a because this operation may be less, but however it can go, distillery operation can go more actually. That is the reason they have taken 270 days actually. The total biomethane spent wash available is 54,000 cubic meter. By this into this if you multiply, okay. So and then the press mud spent wash ratio is required 1:1.6 actually. Okay, that is the reason. Even if it is generated more 54,000 meter cube and 36,000 metric ton. Okay, so it is a 1 liter 1 kg required 1.6 liter spent wash. Okay, that is what the requirement. So here mass balance of composting for 500 TCD sugar factory and 100 KLD is done. Press mud is already, as we calculated here, we are going to get 33,750 metric ton press mud. Solid content is 30 and total solid in the available quantity this much. Spent wash is 54,000 solid content and then the total solid content. So total solid containing is 26,325 and annual compost production with 20% loss as CO2. With available, we need to consider loss and other moisture content. Okay, so that is a 20% means this is a 0.8 and 35% means 0.65. Okay, this comes around totally, which is going to come from the total quantity from the after the oxidation of this volatile solids. It comes around 32,400 metric ton. Okay, in a year. So that is what we are going to get from this 32,400 metric ton. If you sell or if you to manage, what is the cost required, and per ton of cost per ton of process, what is the cost is required, we can estimate. Okay, so here I have just because this my PPT it is going down. I think now, yeah. So the financial requirement. Okay, so there is a land 16 acre. There may be I consider 6 lakhs per acre because it is in a remote places. Compost yard concreting. Okay, that is some cost. Okay, like that we have taken all the cost which is required. Even plant and machineries is required. It is around 680 lakhs is the total. 6 crores 80 lakhs is the total cost required to plan this compost facility. Okay, and then the cost of production of compost and profitability. Okay, so this is the cost. This is the total press mud what we are used actually. Okay, and then rate of press mud, total cost which is going there, cost per metric ton we have calculated. Okay, and then compost operating cost. So there is it is like other moving parts and other machineries or salary, wages and other operating costs, which is per metric ton is 275. It is considered. Then this is the cost. Okay, interest on investment 10% on 680 lakhs because I need to consider the return of interest actually. Okay, that is the rate of interest, and this is the cost which is there, and per metric ton is like that. Okay, if you consider all this and then if you divide this by this 32,400, you will get 118 rupees per metric ton. Okay, so you can sell this per 1,000 rupees. Saleable value of 32,000 metric compost at 1,000 rupees. Nowadays they add some other nutrients. They will sell even 1,400, 1,500, and even this MCF and IFCO and other people, they'll go to them and they give the bag adding some nutrients, and then they will say it's a organic compost, like that they sell also. Okay, in 2,000, 4,000 per bag they are going to sell. Okay, so per metric ton. So this is what it's a cost actually. Okay, the total compost lined area and other facilities what is required is given, and this is how they are going to prepare the compost yard with a different there is a HDP film or liners will be done. Above that, there's a concrete will be done. and required as per the requirement. Okay, this is the concreted compost yard which is there, and this is a biomethane spent waste storage lagoon. Actually, from there they will take it in the tanker and then do it, and then even whatever the leachate they will allow it to collect here actually. Okay, so and then they need to have a garland drains all around so that this not contaminated. So such facilities also is required. Stormwater management has to be done for that drains and other required capacity. Even the flood management, all those things will be done. For that, there is a cost is going to be incurred. Okay, so this is the Garland Canal with retaining wall, which is proposed in the compost yard actually. Okay, so that any rain which is there, which is collected and then go back to this lagoon, spent waste collection lagoon, or nowadays this spent waste collection lagoon, they should not be more than 15 days storage capacity actually. They are reduced, and they are asking for a cover storage, and then sometimes they also insist for a covered composting. But however, whatever they are suggesting may not be technically, economically feasible to cover 20 acre, 50 acre, and the process also will be reduced. The time decomposition time also is going to be reduced if so. Okay, this is a photograph showing sieving of compost and ready compost actually. So this is what the compost is ready to bagging or whatever. Okay, so limitation of composting. What is that limitation? See, we cannot tell only the advantages. There's some disadvantages also is there. Require huge quantity of solid organic residue, suitable for distilleries attached to sugar factory. Large land area is required for compost yard. Then compost operations are restricted to only dry season. Rain does not allow the compost operation, as you know, because of contamination and other problem. Operations are largely depend on casual labor or maybe temporary labors or whatever manpower. Okay, benefit of compost. These are the limitations and this is the benefit. As you know already, you know most of the benefit which is taking place from the previous slides. Okay, the physical and chemical, ecological and economical benefit. What is going to be generating from this? You have to you will be knowing. Okay, the chemical benefit which is because of you are going to avoid the fertilizer, that is a inorganic fertilizer or chemical fertilizers. Okay, and this organic chemical ecologically benefit the compost over 3 to 5 years actually. So see, this is this organic as compared to other fertilizer, increase the production of all the crops 15 to 20%, reduce the use of chemical fertilizer 15 to 25%, and reduce the pesticide